Hi guys, I'm Shmi, hello and welcome back to the channel where today you join me visiting an absolutely dream car collection. Behind me, not one, but two touring Disco Volantes. Alongside them, a touring Berlinetta Lusso. Just next to those, two more Alfa Romeo 8Cs, both actually one-offs as well. And also, up there, the SLS GT Final Edition and the Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato Volante. This is an absolute dream. I'm going to show you around what makes these cars so special, the bespoke nature of them, their stories, and then we're going to be taking out the two Disco Volantes together for one of the most aural symphonies I think you could have from those V8 engines as we go for a drive. So let's get started then and take a look around. Just to give you some perspective, the cars that we're looking at inside this collection are all incredibly rare, very special, limited edition. It is truly a connoisseur's collection. You start up here with the Vanquish Zagato Volante, only 99 of those made. Next to that, the SLS AMG GT Final Edition, one of just 350. Here, two Alfa Romeo 8Cs. The 8C Competizione, the Coupe, 500 units in total, although this is a one-off by touring, and alongside it, they made a further 500 units of the 8C Spyder, and I've always thought those are some of the best looking cars out there. Then this side, these three, this trio is really something absolutely incredible. On the right, you have the Berlinetta Lusso, one of just 5 units made by touring on the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, and then these two that we're going to be focusing on today, the Disco Volantes, based on Alfa Romeo 8Cs, the Coupe and the Spyder as well. Only 8 units of the Coupe, only 7 units of the Spyder. But this is actually the ultimate Alfa Romeo 8C collection when you look at those 4 cars together. Now these are incredibly bespoke. The nature of the build, the way that they're manufactured with beaten aluminium for the body panels, but also the customer experience building the car with touring. So I've seen a few of them before, but really they're very, very exclusive with those production numbers. They're powered by the 4.7 litre V8 engine, the naturally aspirated engine from the Alfa Romeo 8C. So 450 horsepower, 480 Newton meters, but it's all about the design, the bodywork, the coach building nature. And have a look at the interior of this as well, just quickly. This car in this beautiful metallic blue on the inside, built to resemble that of a yacht, as you can see, with the trims, the wood panels, the leather, the quality, the illuminated Disco Volante badge worn on the back of the seats. Of course, the Alfa Romeo 8C, now itself the base model, an aging vehicle I think we could say, but everything about this is unique to this car. It's a very significant experience, and these are cars that really need to be preserved for the future, but just absolutely stunning. The Spyder, if we come through here, slightly different design, in this case a more sporty finish with the red. The Italian word, I can't remember right now, but it stands for seductive red, the name of the paintwork. Have a look at the interior of this as well, and actually there are removable roof panels that are currently tucked away inside the rear clamshell, but this with some tricolore, green, white and red stripes that you have as well for the stitching patterns around, also here on the door cards. What a cool pair of cars to see together. And then it comes down to the design work. Look at the way the badge is illuminated at the front. It's a distinct shape. It's definitely a talking point, these cars. Some people love them, some people less so. For me though, I really appreciate the story and the significance of them and what they represent. Then we move on to the Berlinetta Lusso, one of just 5 based on the F12 Berlinetta, again with the aluminium body that's hand built, and that enables it to have this incredibly sharp crease line. You can't do a shape like this with a modern technique in terms of the bodywork. There are carbon panels for the bonnet, also for the bumper and for other sections, but one of just 5 that they've made in total, even with special wheels created just for this car, some exposed carbon on the lower sections, but this has the 6.3 litre V12 from the F12. If we just come through, there are so many details about these, and I'll show you some really interesting backstories to them as well in a second. But inside here, again, all uniquely made for this car, number 2 out of the 5 in total. The brown leather, the stitching, the different colours, the different materials. and also a significant change in the bodywork, because the normal F12 is a hatch. This is actually a 3-box shape with a boot that opens independently, but it's one panel that goes all the way from the A-pillars all the way around for the aluminium bodywork, which is quite special as well. Touring just create these bespoke vehicles that are immensely beautiful and involving. Now to move to the two 8Cs, and I do apologise for the echo, I'm trying to speak softly, but I have to be able to share this incredible collection with you. So this car is actually painted in the red colour that the Disco Volante Coupe itself was launched in, so this isn't the original red of the Alfa Romeo 8C. It's also wearing different wheels and has a few other touches, like the brushed door handle as well that you can see, and on the inside, just take a quick look at this, even some red painted sections, some black anodized pieces that you can see around as well, but otherwise you can see the familiar interior from the 8C. And then if we close that and come around to have a quick look at the Spyder, wearing the option wheels for the car. And inside this has actually had some work done as well, the red canvas roof and some of the interior changed too by Touring, and again a one of one. I'll just show you here, limited edition by Touring Superleggera, one of one. That is really very nice. The colour, the pearlescent white, is magical. And then over this way we have the Vanquish Zagato. Aston Martin and Zagato teamed up and made 4 different body styles of the car: the Coupe, the Speedster, the Volante and the Shooting Brake. This car in the Quantum Silver with the beige interior, also with the Zs, the Zagato logos distinctly found all around it. And then alongside that, the SLS AMG GT Final Edition carbon fibre bonnet, and as I mentioned also the Brabus wheels that you can see fitted. But one of my favourite cars to drive with such a powerful V8. But we are here to take a look in more detail then at the two down this way. In fact, this triple lineup we're looking at is truly breathtaking. So let's take these two out then and go and find some sunshine and experience what they're like. Many of you guys who are regular viewers will know how much I'm a fan of the story behind cars, and if I just come through to show you some things in here, the 3 cars from Touring Superleggera are each provided with exact replica models to match the cars that we've just been seeing, as well as some additional things, including this full diary. So the key is inside this leather pouch. If I just show you in here quickly, this is the car, of course, that I'm going to be driving. It comes with a book, number 6 out of the 8, that shows and details the process behind. So from the original donor, Alfa Romeo 8C, this was a project that Touring went to Alfa Romeo to say, could they take some of the original cars, and it came with their blessing. And you can see how some of the panels here are hand-built, welded together. It's really, really interesting to see this and how it comes together all the way through to delivery. But for now, and actually also, of course, the same materials used for the inside and the paint and the badge there as well, I am going to be taking this. We will also get the key for this car, and we'll be heading through to take these out. So let's come back in here. And even the garage itself, by the way, is very much matched to the cars that are presented inside in terms of the materials that are used and the way it's presented. And I really want to show you what's behind the garage door here. So if I just come through to press the button to open it up, this is the driveway or the exit, or it will be as the lights turn on. But inside here, the way it heads down and out, the cobblestones, really, really, really cool as well, that actually. And I love garages, seeking inspiration for the future. You can hear the birds tweeting outside, and these 2 cars ready to be enjoyed. So let's do this then. Let me grab the key for this car, take a step inside and get it started up. It's time then for the startup, and this car, in terms of the specification, is so me. The dark blue with the very light cream interior. It's like my old Ferrari FF. So I've got the key from this pouch. Let me take a step inside. And there's one other thing I didn't show you earlier as well, but all of these parts are all anodized with light blue, and you can see as well here on the side step. So, key in, take a listen to this. Let's enjoy the startup. Here we go then, Touring Disco Volante. This feels totally surreal. Inside there's so much glass. So let's head on out and go for the drive. Okay, let me just take this in for a moment. Not one, but two out of only 15 Disco Volantes in the world currently driving together, and I'm piloting one of them. So of course, the car is built on the Alfa Romeo 8C. That means it's got the 6-speed semi-automatic gearbox, which I don't think anybody is going to pretend is the best thing in the world. These gearboxes, they were lightweight at the time, but they've kind of been replaced by dual clutch gearboxes following them. So what I can do though is put it into manual there, so it'll at least hold and I can drive with the pedals. You have to fluctuate the throttle pedal while you're shifting, but the sound is amazing. And I tell you, one of the most impressive things is the view around you. The glass of the roof panel is just incredible. It's this amazing glass house area, and you feel like you're driving something so special with all the materials, the leathers, the look all around, the flanks that you can see, the fenders even, the view behind. The car feels every bit worth $1 million. I mean, it literally is. Maybe it's worth $2 million. These are really very valuable, very special cars. And I mean, like I was saying, this is a true connoisseur's collection, to use that phrase again, because these are cars to preserve for the future, but to enjoy while driving. And this car itself actually went out to California for quail. This car's been to the USA and back since. The paintwork is just magnificent. And I mean, we're just taking it easy, of course, to get a feel. There's a slightly changed exhaust on it. Down to first gear, the bubbles! True symphony. Oh yes! Oh yes! This is a special moment. My cheekbones are actually already feeling a little bit sore from smiling, just with what we're doing here. We head on out. Wow. Woohoo! The sounds, the cracks. That's throaty and raw. But look at it on the road. When we saw one taking part in the Gumball 3000 last year in Japan, we drove with it a little bit, and it was such a statement thing. It really stands out. Yes, I'm well aware that not everybody will like the looks of these cars, but they're works of art. They are truly special items. Unlike anything else. Look at the shape of the car in front. Wow. Just wow. This is just dreamy. Cruising around the mountainside villages with these two together, dropping it down to first gear. That engine noise, it's basically the engine from a Maserati Gran Turismo Gran Cabrio, which by the way means that these cars and the Alfa 8Cs get serviced at Ferrari and Maserati dealers as opposed to at an Alfa Romeo dealer. The colour of that one in front though, in the sunshine. Just stunning. Those burbles on the downshift. It feels like a fairly manual car. Obviously it's the automated gearbox, but it feels fairly manual in terms of the weight of the steering. It's heavy, it's a little bit old school in its style, but it gives you the experience. And then when you drop it down a gear like that, it's going to be a sad world when you can't do that. And now I'm just following the Spyder in normal traffic with a bus and a minibus and whatever it may be oncoming. And that thing, it just looks completely different. It looks unlike anything else. And I'm sure there's, well, that looked like a test car. I know exactly what that was. That was an 8 Series Grand Coupe. Very nice. Anyway, what I was going to say was these cars, they just look like something special, something different, something unique. And some people might say it's criminal to tear up an Alfa 8C to do this, which already is a pretty special and absolutely beautiful car. And I think that's why this collection in particular has grown out to still have the 8Cs that you've seen earlier alongside the Disco Volantes, to really pay tribute to this special model line, these special cars. And obviously this comes with the blessing of Alfa Romeo, so you can see why it has its price tag for its exclusivity, its rarity. And you had the option when they were new of providing a donor car or for touring to source a donor car. Yeah, you can see, well, you could choose your different specs, for example. And I gather there might be more work to be done to the the pearl white Spyder that we saw earlier as well. So maybe that prompts a return visit in future. So we come out of the town again. All you can do is smile and savour the moment and just enjoy it. And I'm sure many of you will have seen the video with Jeremy Clarkson driving one of these in the Top Gear days, and it really was. I think it's a symbol of an era almost, that cars like this won't exist in the future. This base, these underpinnings, the likes of a naturally aspirated V8, combined with the art of coach building, and it literally is. Companies like Touring have been for decades building their reputation for creating bespoke vehicles, and this is really the top definition of that. And it puts a very, very, very big smile on my face as well. For a bit of fun, we've just pulled over. I'm going to open the door a notch. I've got the car now in sport mode as well. We're going to have an amazing road ahead of us, but enjoy these sounds. This time then, we're in sport. I'm going to go back into manual. This road is absolutely heavenly. Heading up kind of the passes here. Watch out for the bump. Alright, we're good, we're clear. Oh. The thing is, this is so noisy I can barely hear him. Wow, wow, wow. In the world that has both of these plus a Berlinetta Lusso. Wow, just wow. Up the hill. When a car's exhaust note is just so good that all I want to do is let the camera roll. Oh, it's epic. And the funny thing is, of course, I'm doing this, he's doing exactly the same in front, but you can't quite hear it over the noise of this car, but still. Wow. This is heavenly. What a day, what a place to be driving, what special cars to have out together. I don't know if there'll have been a time when a Competizione and a Spyder Disco Volante have been driven together, and I mean even just the name Disco Volante is cool itself, right? What happens then? We drop down to first gear, foot down. Honestly, it feels pretty quick actually for 450 horsepower. Not bad. Downshifts though, window back down for more noise. under a little bridge. Can I get this right? The sounds, you know what about this gearbox? Yes, it takes some getting used to, but when you do get it right, it's actually really pretty rewarding. Anyway, we're just cruising through a little town with two Disco Volantes together, as you do. I love the brake light bar between the buttresses on the Spyder. This is totally surreal. From the coupe then to the Spyder, we've had a lunch break and now it is time to swap around. I've got the other key, time to experience the sound without the roof. But before we do, one thing to show you very quickly, I'm just going to open up the rear, which you will see opens straight away like that, where inside we have a luggage cover, and just beneath that are the carbon fibre roof panels, and you can also see even the boot is lined as well. And on the underside you've got the exposed carbon fibre of that rear section, which is very nice. Now you do have to give this a proper close to make sure it shuts on down, and then between the buttresses you have that Disco Volante Spyder. Now let me come around. We will again get a lovely start-up sound so we can enjoy this inside of this car. As I showed you earlier, a little bit more sporty, a very different appearance, but to take a step inside here, I can't wait for this. So let me pop in the key, which goes in just there, give that a turn, hit the button and bring it into life. Oh yes, right, let's head on out then and experience it roofless. It makes this really loud beep while you're reversing. Right, into drive. Let's head on this way, auto button then. Then we will want to put the car back into sport, which is that one. Yes, valves open. Oh, this is so cool. I'm a big Spyder fan. Wow, maybe I should have driven the Spyder first. I feel the coupe is more pure. It was originally launched as the coupe, based on the 8C Competizione, not to be confused. I was going to say not to be confused. The 8C itself is in the coupe form is the Competizione. In the Disco Volante, it's the coupe. Wow, the crackles from him up ahead. With the two together, I'm sure I'm getting sunburnt already, but I'm loving it. Look at the blue one though out in front, the blue coupe. It's such a stunning colour combo, and actually spending time with these two cars today has really given me an appreciation for what they are and what they offer. They're so unique, they're elegant, but unusual, quirky, they've got a charm. There's just something about them that is different. And that's what makes these cars so, special, literally. Independent of the noise that they make. Just absolutely dreamy today. And back into the garage we go. What a drive that was. I definitely feel a little bit sunburned, but these two, breathtaking. Breathtaking. That brings us to the end. So into first gear, turn it off with a flick of the key. Wow. With the cars back in the garage, what an experience that has been. This is the pinnacle of Alfa Romeo 8C collections, adding the two Disco Volantes, but also in terms of touring collections with both of those and the Berlinetta Lusso. And we haven't spent too long looking at this car today. Maybe that's one to save for the future, but a similar concept, only 5 of them, a very, very special take on the F12 Berlinetta, but all of these kept in magnificent condition. The Discos, like I said, said, the blue one has been over to the USA, but these cars, just something else. Look at the roofline, look at the shape of this, look at those buttresses, look at the way it has this distinct additional piece that runs that full circle around the front towards the Alfa Romeo grille. But of course, once upon a time, this was in fact one of those, and vice versa, this was one of these. But to keep and remain the 8Cs, to remain having 8Cs in the garage alongside the Disco Volantes is just really something else. And then to add those two pretty special cars tucked in around there as well in this fantastic environment. What a drive, what an opportunity to experience, well, I don't know if these two have ever been taken out before, I don't know if they'll ever be taken out together again in that way, but to drive them, to feature them, to experience, to enjoy them, and most importantly, a huge thanks to the owner for the opportunity to be able to share these magnificent cars with you through my experience driving them today. I am absolutely, well, parched from the sunshine, but mind blown from the experience, from these cars, knowing what they represent, knowing what they are. And I think on that, I'm pretty much going to end today's video. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you again to the owner for making this possible. What a day it's been, but that's it for now. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.